Hey folks, hope you're having a nice lazy Sunday, enjoying the final moments of your weekend. And I was noticing here recently in the last couple of hours, there's a lot of rumors swirling about Judge Torres saying that she's ready to close the Ripple XRP versus SEC case. So let's read a little bit about the article that's kind of got this thing going, and the details here. It says something about the timeline of the June 12th motion, the motion that they recently put forward. Says on June 12th, Ripple and the SEC jointly filed a renewed motion. So they had one that was not denied. I'm sure many of you know. And right after they filed the second one. Okay, and it's a renewed motion under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 60, requesting Judge Analisa Torres amend her final judgment. This request aims to reduce Ripple's $125 million penalty to $50 million. Distribute that amount to the SEC and return $75 million to Ripple. Now, it's my contention, this is just me thinking out loud, I'm thinking that that $50 million, if this is what's granted, the SEC will accept an XRP, and this is a revenue neutral way of the government picking up some XRP. Wouldn't that work out nicely, right? Ripple pays off its fee in XRP. It goes to the to the digital asset stockpile. It's revenue neutral, and everybody goes their own way. But on top of that, it also seeks to dissolve the injunction blocking Ripple's institutional XRP sales, citing exceptional circumstances, including regulatory shifts and a mutual desire to avoid prolonged litigation. None of us want that. This filing follows the May 15 rejection of a similar request denied due to procedural deficiencies and insufficient justification, making this new motion stronger and more meticulously presented. That's a good thing. Try and try again, right? So it says here, appeals held in abeyance, ruling expected soon. Simultaneously, the parties filed a status report with the Second Circuit Court on June 16, asking the appeals and cross appeals to remain in abeyance while the district court considers the motion. The SEC is expected to submit another update by August 15. If the motion remains pending, technically, no fixed deadline mandates Judge Torres to rule by that date or any other specific day. However, legal experts, including Bill Morgan and Fred Rispoli, predict a decision this week or next week, so within the next 2 weeks, with Morgan stating, I just have a feeling she's going to grant the motion anyway. Now, opinions in the legal community or in the legal crypto community, Bill Morgan, a pro-XRP attorney, remains optimistic, emphasizing the motion's procedural corrections and strong content. He believes its improved structure might persuade Judge Torres this time. Now Judge Torres has proven to be reasonable, in my opinion. Morgan also noted that dismissing appeals and closing the case would reduce judicial burden, making approval pragmatic. It would make sense. Rispoli, though cautious, echoed expectations of imminent rulings. On June 17, he wrote, not guaranteed, but highly likely Torres makes a ruling this week or next. A former SEC lawyer, Mark Fagel, countered any assumption of an August deadline. The case is not stalled until then, and Judge Torres remains well within her discretion to rule at any time, he states. So that's a pretty good deal. So now let's take a look at next steps. What a ruling means and next steps. If Judge Torres approves the motion, appeals would be formally dismissed, the injunction lifted, and the penalty restructured. A limited remand to the Second Circuit Court would then follow to finalize and dismiss the case fully. Should the motion be denied again, the injunction would stand, appeals would proceed, and settlement hopes would dim. That wouldn't be good. Delaying resolution into the later summer or beyond. It would still fall within the timelines we kind of expect. So at the end, it says here, market implications and community sentiment. XRP markets have already responded. June 15 saw short-term price upticks as optimism built around Judge Torres acting swiftly. However, any rejection could trigger renewed volatility. So, I mean, we've seen the dip, and the dip we have now has not very much to do with this. It's got a lot more to do with what's going on politically, but it'll come and go. And I've seen this so many times, and the long-term trajectory is always upward. It's just that we have so many really cool things happening in the XRP atmosphere, so to speak, that we've got a lot of jet fuel to go up. Another thing I want to remind everybody on is the final deadlines for the ETFs, the XRP ETFs. And these are U.S. spot ETFs. Grayscale's XRP ETF. The final SEC deadline is October 18, 2025. 21 Shares application. Their final SEC deadline is October 19, the next day. And Bitwise XRP ETF, that final SEC deadline is October 20. So 18th, 19th, and 20th, we got 3 in a row there of this year. As far as deadlines go to approve those applications for spot ETFs. We've also got Canary Capital's. Theirs is expected to, let me see, their deadline is expected on October 24th, 2025. Wisdom Tree, CoinShares, Franklin Templeton all have their applications final SEC deadline as October 25th. So man, that's going to be a busy week. Will the SEC approve a spot XRP ETF before October 2025? Who knows? But we remain optimistic. We remain hopeful. Everything's looking pretty solid. I'm gonna probably go do a little pickleball later this evening and get about 2 to 3 hours of cardio. I definitely need it. What are you doing with your evening? But anyhow, here's a little bit of information for you guys to chew on. Just some action that I'm seeing aside from all the political noise that you're hearing on social media. Keep your eye on the ball, because at the end of the day, what's sticky to us, right? What directly affects us is how comfortable and where are we in the world financially. And if crypto is a part of your portfolio, you want to keep your eye on the ball, because we all know with very little money, you can do a whole lot for your financial future with this space. So anyhow, let me know how your weekend's going and what you have going on. We'll talk to you on the next one. Till next time, adios amigos.